So today, we're diving into something called liquid lipo. It's this topical fat dissolved gel that's become a huge part of a global body contouring trend. We're going to look at the product itself, what it claims to do, and the whole business world that sprung up around it. All right, let's get into it.
You know, the company behind this product starts with a super relatable problem. One of their posts literally says, if you've ever tried to lose weight and found the pounds won't come off easily, you are not alone. I mean, who hasn't felt that way, right? It's a common struggle, and it perfectly sets the stage for their very different kind of solution.
And yeah, that solution is a topical one. We're talking about a product that has just exploded in popularity, showing up in salons and clinics all the way from the UK to Australia.
Okay, so what exactly is this stuff? Well, Liquid Lipo is a cosmetic gel that you apply to your skin. It's designed to go after subcutaneous fat, that layer of fat right under the skin. And when it's used in body contouring treatments, people usually feel this cool, tingly sensation.
The story behind it is pretty wild, and it's all captured in this one quote from the founder, Kirsty Smith. She calls it the gel that should never have worked. I love that. It just hints at this whole journey of surprise and discovery, from working with a biochemist to actually winning industry awards for it.
Right, so how does this gel that shouldn't have worked actually claim to get the job done? The company breaks it down into a really specific 5-phase process, which they call a cascade.
Okay, so they lay out this 5-step cascade of ingredients. It all starts with peppermint to kind of wake up the skin. Then you've got caffeine to get the circulation going. After that, ingredients like green tea and witch hazel are in there to help with toning. And then, this is interesting, prune extract is part of the secretions phase, which they say encourages fat release. And it all wraps up with aloe vera to nourish and tighten the skin.
So, here's the crucial part of the whole scientific claim. This isn't about just losing water weight, like you might get from one of those old-school dehydration wraps. The company says the goal is actually to make the fat cell membrane permeable. The idea is that this lets the triglycerides, the actual fat, get released from the cell so your body's lymphatic system can just flush it away.
And of course, they have numbers to back this up. They point to their own trials from between 2018 and 2020. They say that out of 3,000 clients, a whopping 95% showed measurable results, and they were using things like body mass scales and good old-fashioned tape measures to track it.
So how do people actually use this gel? Well, it's pretty interesting because it's designed for two totally different situations, in a professional salon or just using it yourself at home, and each one has its own set of rules.
In a salon, a therapist might put the gel on, say, 15 to 30 minutes before they use a machine like a radiofrequency or laser lipo device to kind of boost the effects. Or it can just be a standalone wrap treatment. The at-home version is way more simple. You just apply a bit of the gel, wrap the area with film, and then you just hang out for up to 2 hours.
And to give you a real-world example of a salon result, Tanya White, who founded Body Slim Academy down in Australia, she actually documented her very first session. She did a 30-minute liquid lipo wrap and combined it with a laser lipolysis treatment, and she reported a total loss of 18 centimeters across her measurements.
This brings us to a whole other side of the liquid lipo story. See, it's not just being sold as a product for clients. It's also pitched as this complete business in a box for salon owners and beauty pros.
So for those professionals, the company puts together a business starter pack. It's got the main liquid lipo product, of course, but it also has other lotions for skin firming and lymphatic support. And maybe even more importantly, it gives them access to a full online training portal and a VIP support group. The whole kit is valued at around 395 British pounds.
And the whole business model is totally international. All the main training comes online straight from the company in the UK. But then they have global partners, like Body Slim in Australia, who handle the local distribution, training, and support for all the pros in that part of the world.
Now, with any cosmetic product making these kinds of claims, you absolutely have to look at the fine print, right? It's really important to get into the responsibilities, the safety stuff, and the aftercare advice.
So first off, it's crucial to know who shouldn't be using this product. The training materials are super clear about the contraindications. That includes anyone pregnant or breastfeeding, or people with active cancer, kidney, or liver problems. And they also point out a really key limitation. It's made for that subcutaneous fat, not the deeper visceral fat that's underneath your muscles.
The one piece of aftercare advice they stress over and over and over again is hydration. The protocol actually requires you to drink at least 2 liters of water after a treatment. And the whole reason for that is pretty simple. Your lymphatic system needs plenty of water to do its job and flush out all those lipids that have supposedly been released.
And finally, let's just go through the official disclaimers. This stuff is for cosmetic use only. It is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The company's also really clear that, hey, individual results can vary, and they strongly recommend doing a patch test on your skin before you do a full application. So all of this kind of leads to a much bigger question, doesn't it? In their own science documents, the company compares this gel to transdermal delivery systems, like those medical patches people use to get nicotine or even morphine through the skin. It really makes you think, as this kind of topical tech gets more and more advanced, are we looking at the future of non-invasive cosmetic body contouring? It's definitely something to chew on.